This is the card the UFC should make for International Fight Week, July 2026, UFC 329. Okay, I'm basing this on, we already have the White House card, we have Ilya, Gaethje, all that stuff. This is a realistic card, in my mind. I'm not putting every big superstar on here. Let's just get on with it. I have booked the main card, 5 fights. Let's start with the first one. Kevin Holland kicks off the main card versus Colby Chaos Covington. Coming off beating Luke Rockhold at RAF, right? Wrestling, good for Colby. First win in 4 years. This could be a win for Colby, who knows? I can't really describe why I have booked every single fight, the early fights, without kind of spoiling the next few fights. But I'm basing this on, it's International Fight Week. It's arguably, should arguably be the biggest card, the most exciting card of the year. We've had, back in the day, I believe Anderson Silva, Chael Sonnen 2 was International Fight Week. We have Jones have main evented several times. Conor in 2015, stuff like that. Of course, against Poirier in the trilogy, I believe was International Fight Week. So it's a big card. It should be big. This card, anyway. So for this card, I want a prioritizing kind of exciting fights, not just putting Dagestanis on there or point fighters. I want you can't really guarantee a amazing fight. I mean, we thought that Dominic Reyes, Johnny Walker would be either a great entertaining scrap back and forth or probably an early KO. It was a terrible fight, Ngannou, Derrick Lewis. So you can't really guarantee, but you can matchmake stuff that should be either a war, a exciting fight, a early KO, or entertaining domination, just one-sided. So for this card, I wanted exciting fights for International Fight Week that just builds until a great main event, and also to hype the card up even more, a great press conference. So people that would talk trash, but I also didn't want to put just guys like Colby and older guys, so it's just a card with just washed fighters, older fighters. We also want a mix of new, prime fighters. Yeah, a mix of everything. So for a great press conference and exciting fights, this is a great start. Kevin Holland and Colby Covington would talk crazy shit back and forth. Colby would do his normal thing. And as a fight, Colby is ranked number 15 at the moment, I believe. Colby doesn't deserve really a ranked opponent, hasn't won in 4 years. Kevin Holland just got back on track and actually looked a bit motivated for once. Usually Kevin Holland doesn't really care. It feels about his career. Just goes in there, stays active. If he wins, he wins. But he actually looked like he had a kind of a game plan recently. He just beat, a week ago. Yeah, at UFC 327. Just beat Randy Brown. Used the leg kick game and stuff and got the win. Looked a bit sloppy, but it's fine. So with Colby being ranked number 15, Kevin Holland, always kind of close to the rankings, but just outside. Got a decent win against Randy Brown, who is a good contender. It makes sense. Him versus Colby Covington. Colby fighting someone outside the rankings. Kevin Holland getting a chance at the rankings. Also, I didn't want Colby to fight. I didn't want him to fight a older guy, because you could have done Colby versus Wonderboy, but that also could have been kind of a stinker, who knows, and old versus old. And I also didn't want him to just fight a unknown, hungry up-and-comer. So I thought this was a perfect match. And I already had Kevin Holland in mind for this card because of another reason that we're gonna get to. So great match, and I think this could be an entertaining scrap. I mean, Colby, even when he gets fucked up, he goes in there to scrap like he did against Joaquin Buckley. He got beaten up, but still was in there scrapping, took him down in moments, hit with combos in moments. And Kevin Holland is always there for scraps. I think this could be a good one with, striking, scrapping, back and forth. Colby maybe landing some takedowns. Maybe his grappling has improved a bit for his age, just based on him wrestling a lot in RAF and all that stuff. So I think this can be a good fight back and forth. Or Kevin Holland maybe, catches him and finishes him early. Either way, this could be a great, entertaining start for the card. And great for a hype press conference. Second fight. Dan Hooker, Mr. Gay apparently. Dan Hooker. So I want the card to just step up, like more hype. So this is a great step up. This is a rank like number 7, something like that, against Renato Moicano. Great matchup. They both, like, Renato had been going on for like the last 2 years. Easy money. Talking about Dan Hooker, Paddy Pimblett. But he has been trashing Dan Hooker's game, ground game, for a while. So this will another one. Great trash. Like, Moicano will be up there at the press conference in a suit, trashing Dan Hooker. Colby will for sure like bring up the gay stuff about Dan Hooker. Moicano can talk about it. So already here we have, I can see both Moicano, Moicano Brazilian, Brazil versus Colby. So already there we have a mix of Hooker, Moicano, and Colby in a triangle going back and forth. So that's great. Just build more hype into the card. And I think this can be a really good fight. Dan Hooker is a weird one because I don't know if we have overrated his grappling or if people thought his grappling was kind of trash or not good at all. But then he beat Gamrot. Close fight, could have gone to Gamrot, but he defended takedowns, got up, did much better than people thought. I mean, me and most people and me included kind of thought, Dan Hooker would just probably get mauled on the ground by Gamrot. That was 2 years ago now. 1.5 years, but you know what I mean. But then he came back a year later and, got kind of smashed on the ground by Arman. Yeah, and of course, recently, shot in, I believe, on BSD and got just destroyed on the ground again. So now, after being destroyed on the ground against Arman and BSD, finished on the ground by both, now we have maybe gone from overrating his grappling after the Gamrot fight to now maybe underrating. So I think this can be interesting, like how good is his defensive grappling really. And Moicano is just coming off one of the best performances of his career. Had Chris Duncan, control on the feet, complete domination on the ground. Just one, mistake from Duncan with an elbow, and boom, lashed up the rear naked choke immediately. So this can be a great scrap back and forth, or, as I said, Moicano gets him down, beats the piss out of him. Entertainment, great fight, and we build on to the next fight. And here we get, we build from Colby and Kevin Holland to, a ranked fight, top 10, 6 and 7, something like that. And then we get to at least one of the guys in the top 5. We talk about title contention. More guys like in their prime. I mean, you could argue maybe Moicano is ish in his prime. Like, it's his recent fights we have seen him, do his work on the ground against Turner, BSD, Duncan. He didn't really do, anyway. So for this one, we have Yair Rodriguez. Like, where the fuck is Yair Rodriguez? He hasn't fought since, a year, August, since he beat Patricio Pitbull. And after that, he talked about he wanted a title shot, a rematch against Volkanovski. And didn't they book the title shot, the rematch against Volk, for the Noche pay-per-view that was supposed to be last September in 2025? But then something happened in Mexico, I believe. Something with the arena. So they just scrapped the entire pay-per-view, and Noche became a fight night, and that's where we saw Lopez versus Silva. So they were I remember that they were kind of booked Yair Volkanovski. That was at least rumors at the time that like everyone went with. So he should definitely be back. This is perfect for someone that hasn't fought for a long time. So he's back and taking on Jane Silva. So this perfect matchup. And yeah, I mean, Jane Silva, they are already talking about Jane Silva getting the title shot against Volk, which of course he shouldn't. Have, in the summer here, have Evloev versus, not on, am I spoiling? Nah, spoiler. Volk is not on this card, but on the August card, have Evloev versus Volk. And then I was about to say the winner of that fight can face the winner of this one. We don't want to see Jair. Or I mean, if Jair beats, no, maybe if Jair beats in Silva, he could fight Volk, but we want Volk to have fresh opponents. I think Sterling should already be fighting for the title, if Evloev isn't. And just keep Volk active. But this isn't about Volk. This is a great scrap, just building the momentum now, top 5 fight. Jair somehow is ranked top 5. I think he's ranked number 3, 4. Jin Silva maybe number 6, 7. This will be such a great fight. Such a great fight. Jin Silva always there to scrap. I mean, what did he do? He a good fight against, he did great fight against Drew Dober, good fight against Bryce Mitchell, then great scrap against Lopez where he got KO'd, then amazing fight against Arnold Allen. So he is coming off a win. And Jair coming off a win over Pitbull a year ago. And as we saw against Pitbull, that wasn't a entertaining fight from Jair. But Jin Silva will push him and force Jair into a great fight. And hopefully Jin Silva would flatline Jair. I can't stand him. Never fights. So entitled. F Mexico. Great fight. Let's get on to the co-main event. Here people will maybe be a bit surprised. Paddy Pimblett. So already for this card, what is kind of confirmed-ish on this card, we have, Gable Stevenson. His debut apparently is on this card. I would just have him in the prelims. Great fight on the prelims. The debut of Gable Stevenson. The other two bigger names are Paddy Pimblett and Leon Edwards. I've seen, Paddy say in interviews that he's fighting in, International Fight Week. So that seems to be kind of locked in, which fits perfect with me putting Paddy on this card in the co-main event. But also, the other one was Leon Edwards, and I don't think Leon is confirmed. Spoiler alert, Leon isn't on this card. The only thing I saw was Daniel Rodriguez saying in an interview, he just came back from jail in Mexico. So weird. But he's coming off a good win last summer against Kevin Holland. I think that was his last fight. And so he said in an interview that he got a great offer for Leon Edwards. I don't know if did he say International Fight Week? I think he kind of mentioned this card so that he would be fighting Leon. But UFC hasn't confirmed that. We haven't seen a official announcement or the UFC adding it to their website. I don't think Leon hasn't confirmed it. I mean, I don't even think Daniel Rodriguez confirmed the fight himself. He just said that he had a great offer. But we know with the UFC, the fighters get offered fights. And Daniel Rodriguez, of course, would say yes to Leon Edwards. But Leon, of course, could just say, well, no, I don't. Why would I fight him? So, but the two guys that seem to be kind of confirmed is Gable Stevenson, which just have him on the prelims here, perfect. And Paddy, who I have in the co-main event, versus, and this is maybe a shocker for some people, versus Max Blessed Holloway. I think many people would suspect that Max Holloway would main event this card against a certain someone. That's not what I am doing, actually. I was considering Max in the main event. I don't think Paddy deserves a Max Holloway win, Max Holloway fight. If we not look at this card, I would probably have booked Paddy versus someone like, he has beef with Hooker, or Moicano, Gamrot, maybe even a Fisiev, because, he fought the older guys, the like older unranked guys like Tony Ferguson, Bobby Green. Then you just got like jumped up to an older, washed Michael Chandler, and then to the top 5, Justin Gaethje interim belt. So he kind of jumped over all the like ranked, or even young, hungry contenders outside the rankings, like even a Esteban Ribovic or a Nassim or Fares Yam, even like someone like Drew Dober or Terrence McKinnon, like, you know what I mean? Or a Yalin Turner who has returned. Sorry, this is my eyes. So anyway, but for this card, it's kind of easy to me. I can move on to the main event soon, and then explain kind of my whole thinking for the card. But also, I probably didn't mention, also with the hype and to have a great entertaining press conference, of course, Gene Silva helps with that. He creates some, viral moments, I think. So him going, woo, woo, and maybe talk about the use, or trashing Yair, who knows, or going at Colby. A lot of stuff can happen. This one just adds to the press conference. Paddy up there with Hooker. Paddy and then Hooker and Moicano, and Paddy and Colby will go at it. And yeah, I don't even know how much Max would kind of trash talk, but it would be great entertainment, of course. And this could be a really good, strong fight. Listen, people are trashing Max ground game. Max, like it or not, he survived with Oliveira on his back for like 5 rounds. I think that is impressive. Not that he showed like this great grappling, but people that say that he has like no grappling, it's not true, because the people that, like, we call Gamrot a great wrestler grappler, and he got subbed by round 2, I believe, by Oliveira. So like, he has great BJJ defense, but the takedown defense and like to get up, that's maybe was easier at featherweight, who knows. But listen, he's on another he's like 5 levels above Paddy in the striking. But of course, with the offensive grappling, Paddy's like that's his game. So who knows what happens. It's a good fight. And why I made this is for the main event, kind of. So the main event, the return of the notorious Conor McGregor. So Conor McGregor is kind of confirmed for UFC 329. Seems locked in. Dana just said in the post press conference of the Canada card last night, just said that it looks good, like the talks with Conor. So like every time we hear about it, it just seems like closer and closer, and Conor has kind of confirmed it. Like this seems kind of locked in. I saw Bedtime MMA do a similar video, and he had Conor versus Max, I believe, in the main event. That's kind of the 2 rumored fights. Conor versus Max. Okay, I kind of spoiled it. Conor versus Max. I don't even know if it was a spoiler, because that was kind of obvious. Like, Nate is fighting Mike Perry, so it's not like it's... But that's the 2 kind of rumored fights. McGregor Masvidal or McGregor Max. Max have been talking about him wanting Conor next. And Masvidal is in talks with the UFC of a return. Like, he's returning soon. Masvidal has confirmed it. Dana has confirmed that they are in talks. And the thing is, what was I supposed to say? Yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, it would be huge, massive for Max and McGregor to fight rematch from 12 years ago. But there's like we have no idea how Conor will look. 5 years off, closing in on 40 years old, I believe. There's a very good chance that Max would beat him up and finish him. And that would be a big moment. It would still be a huge pay-per-view. But I see, Masvidal is kind of washed. He looked washed against Burns and didn't look good against Colby. And of course, I mean, he beat Nate in a boxing match but got robbed. But that's another situation. I just feel like McGregor has a better chance of winning this fight against Masvidal, probably, than Max, and it's still a huge fight. The return of both guys. I mean, it's a massive fight, and I think the most important thing for McGregor is to return. And dude, even if it's against like an unranked bum, Conor just returning and getting a win, dude, getting a finish win will be massive, and the crowd will go crazy. It will go viral. Just the Octagon interview with Rogan. The king is back. McGregor is back, and he cutting a promo, and he can call out anyone. He can call out the winner of Mike Perry and Nate Diaz to return to the UFC, so he can beat them up. He can call Dustin back, like, get back in the cage, motherfucker. He will probably call out Ilya, Islam, everyone. And of course, the winner of the co-main event. And this is also why I thought this would be perfect, that McGregor's next opponent, hopefully he beats Masvidal. And what I would think would be good then is his next opponent being Max Holloway. My thinking is kind of this. Conor has been away. He's older. He has been away for 5 years. If we want a big fight for Conor, that gives him probably the best chances of a victory, I would say that's probably Masvidal. That fits pretty well. And after that, now he gets a win. All he would need is a top 5 win at welterweight or lightweight, but let's focus on lightweight. And now he's on a 2-fight win streak. He just beat someone in the top 5, and then he can fight Ilia Topuria for the title. Ilia beats Gaethje, and then hopefully by the end of 2026, do Arman versus Ilia, and then at the end of the year, or realistically first months of 2027, you do Max versus McGregor. I think Max is Max ranked number 5, I think, because Oliveira is number 4, Arman 3. No, sorry, he's number 4. BSD number 5, right? Max number 4, Oliveira 3, Arman 2, Gaethje 1. Yeah. So realistically, probably March, April 2027, you do Conor Max. And if Conor can beat him, then you do Ilya versus him. International Fight Week or end of the year. But Ilya would have to get through. I mean, he will knock the dog shit out of Justin Gaethje. And then, of course, Arman Tsarukyan. And even if Arman beats Ilya, they would probably rematch. Or even that, it's still a big fight, Arman versus Conor. But you know what I mean? So I think this is the best route for Conor to a title, if he still looks decent. And, the other guys in the top 5, him versus BSD, is not feels a bit off. Oliveira, very good chance he just, gets Conor down. As I say, we have no idea how Conor will look. And the other guys there, of course, yeah. Could he beat Gaethje? Yeah, but now Gaethje is fighting Ilya, so I can't set him up on this card. And then Arman probably gets him down. As I said, we don't know Conor's game right now. But also why I put him against Paddy is because hopefully Max would win, and it would set up Conor beats Masvidal, Max beats Paddy, they fight, Conor wins, and fight Ilya for the title. That would be like the greatest. But even if Paddy wins, listen, I don't want Paddy versus Conor. I don't want Paddy to get a chance of even beating Conor. But for like a big matchup, two big names, and even if Paddy manages to beat Max, then he can get, I don't know, maybe if he's beaten up as fuck, maybe he can't, but then he could like get into the cage after Conor beats Masvidal. Even if Conor loses to Masvidal, maybe you can get, but you know what I mean, then Paddy on the same card, get face off in the cage, even if he's too beat up to face off Conor in the cage. Whether the winner is Paddy or Max, they're on the same card. Honestly, do a, like they did back in the day, a post-fight press conference with, you know, like the guys from the main card or something, you know, that both won and lost. But yeah, having them on the same card could be great. And for the press conference, sorry, I'm so tired, but I think you get. I think this would be a great card, having Conor Masvidal, Paddy, Max, Yair Jen Silva, Hooker Moicano, Kevin Holland. Yeah. So the thing is here, great card, entertaining fights. For the press conference, Kevin Holland and Jorge Masvidal already seem to have some beef. They trash talked at Masvidal's last UFC fight, where he lost to Burns, I believe. Burns just retired. Peace, dude. Rest in peace. So Kevin Holland and Masvidal could go at it again. Colby and Masvidal on the same card. What the fuck? Amazing. Colby would trash McGregor. McGregor would go after Colby. Hooker and Conor would go at it. And here, Paddy and McGregor could go at it. Like Masvidal, there's so much that could happen on this card, man. Great stuff. And yeah, great main event. This is what I would do for UFC 329. Tell me if you would want me to do this for UFC 330. Yeah, in August. Because I thought I could do that also. Same setup. Tell me what you think about the setup. Do you like the background? Do you like the pictures I use? Tell me down below if you would want. I don't know if I thought the background is cool. I edited and did some stuff with the lighting. But maybe if it's too bright or like too strong, distracting in the background, you can just tell me, and I could just make it more, you know, turn it down, make it a bit blurry, maybe. You know what I mean. I guess my face, my camera shot won't be as big for this one, but that's fine. So yeah, great. I'm happy with this. I also thought about doing like the White House card that I would have done. So I guess 5 or 6 fights. Is it? However many fights there are on the white. They of course just added Hockett and Lewis. But the original number, if it was 6 fights or whatever it was. So I would wanna like do this is how I would do the White House card. So many different ideas. Probably gonna record a video now after this one. But yeah, tell me what kind of videos you want me to do down below. Tell me what you think about the card. What do you agree with? What would you change? And yeah, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Oh, actually, usually I do videos right here. But if I'm up here, then the videos will probably be videos here. And subscribe. Peace.